Remember when Deadlock was the secret game no one knew about? Okay, it didn't last long. The game used to be a secret project that blew up. Right now, it has like 85,000 players live. No project is going to be secret for long when you let the average player sign an NDA, let's be honest. But why is everyone playing it? Hey, Falco here. I am not a MOBA player, and this video is for people like me. Maybe you're coming from a shooter background, maybe you just like PvP games. Either way, there's a lot to unpack here. Oh right, what is Deadlock? Deadlock is Valve's new 6v6 shooter, which combines MOBA and shooter elements. Deadlock used to be a cyberpunk game called Neon Prime, a brightly lit mass of colors developed by Valve, the company that brought us Half-Life, Team Fortress 2, and Counter-Strike. The last game I watched a playthrough of from Valve was the VR game Half-Life Alyx. A really deep and technical game that had shooting and some cool physics going on. Honestly, I kind of expected them to make more games in that realm, not a PvP game, but with their experience, I guess the devs were just looking for a new thing to scratch the team fighting itch and had the experience to make it happen. So why the style change from Neon Prime? Well, I found some rumblings online that due to internal feedback, they ditched the glow of the neon lights for the more occult, mysterious theme of Spanish Harlem, New York. In this version of the world, fantasy creatures, demons, ghosts, and some asshole are all living together in not quite harmony, where greed rules all decisions. The theme focuses on something called the ritual, where two teams fight over summoning an entity called a patron that can grant their heart's desires, whispering encouragement to them as the game goes on.
Complete the ritual.
The team summon this entity by destroying the other team's patron, successfully completing the ritual and allowing this thing into the world. Hopefully it'll do what it promised, right? The patron acts as the team's nexus if you're coming from League of Legends, or Ancient if you're coming from Dota 2. Either way, it's the main objective of the game, and it's surrounded by other objectives ranging from guardians that guard the base and middle of the maps, and walkers, which are huge spider-like things closer to the enemy base. Kill the patron, win the game. Sounds easy enough, right? Okay, so why is this game addicting everyone to it? Why do I stay up too late every night playing it? I was one of the people adamant against playing Deadlock. MOBAs are not only notoriously hard to learn, and there's creeps and lanes and mid-bosses, and a mountain of items to learn. In addition to that, I have to learn what all of the characters do, and what all of the items mean. There will be 9 characters in the game other than me. Why would I even want to embark on the long journey to master this game? Oh right, all the characters have a gun or gun type thing as the main source of damage, with 4 abilities including an ultimate ability. Not enough to keep track of? What if I told you there's 3 types of categories the game has for your character to build into? Weapon, vitality, and spirit. Weapon items modify your character's gun damage, vitality is all about shields, health, and stamina, and spirit modifies your character's abilities. Got all that? Great, because that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just the thing. The game is complex. You have 4 lanes instead of the typical MOBA 3, but the game keeps forcing you to play the objectives. Push the lanes, gather the souls, the little orbs that come out of NPCs and objectives when you defeat them. These help you get levels and make your abilities stronger, so each game you have the choice of not only what order you want to upgrade your abilities in, but what abilities you want to upgrade, keeping the game fresh every time. The game is all about player expression, purely allowing each player to find out how they enjoy playing a character and allowing them to amass items, to change what abilities are modified, what stats the character focuses on, and everything in between. The thing about Deadlock is, at its core, it's still a game that can swing back and forth wildly. One mistake can cost your team the game. Sometimes it feels like you can't do anything in fights. Sometimes you lose really hard and quickly. But no PvP game is free from this. And that sounds terrible, you might say. Why would I want to subject myself to that? These were my thoughts before I started playing the game. But the more I tried it out, the more I realized how Valve is really onto something great here. There are no mirror matches. The kits of the heroes are all varied and exciting. There's a nice color-coded way they do lanes, and they assign you one. So as you're using this nifty zipline to travel to where you're supposed to be, it's easy to keep track of who needs to be where at the top. Very nice. There's that MOBA economy where you have to last hit an enemy creep and their little soul to use as currency at the cool shop that talks to you.
Your mastery of the occult will go down in legend.
And you level up as you gain souls. Honestly, there's so much movement in this game as well. You can fly around the map with ease if you master movement, and it makes the game feel fun and fast, even when games can last into the hour mark at times. Hard game is hard, but I found joy in the weird things that the characters can do to interact with other characters or the world itself. And moments where all hope feels lost, but a teammate or I do something that just turns it around. And those feelings of clutching at a game or even losing a close one keep me excited to see how much better I can do next time. New items to try and ways to continue to iterate on my own gameplay by watching others who are way better than me at the game. Honestly, this feeling is something I didn't think was possible. Valve's heroes designs didn't stand out to me at first either, but the more I played, the more ingenious I found them, along with their dark, weird version of New York that may be lacking color, but sure isn't lacking personality. Part of why I like DEADLOCK so much is it's a chance to break into a MOBA for me. I always felt like breaking into games like Dota or League was impossible because of how much knowledge players already have about the game, their hours, and honestly, the sheer amount of heroes and items that I'd have to learn. DEADLOCK is like a new chance to get into a difficult game and learn from the ground up without too much lost ground already. I mean, yeah, so maybe people have over 2,000 hours already, but the game is in alpha, meaning Valve can experiment, push the boundaries, and continue to iterate on player feedback and what the community wants to see. So what's your opinion on DEADLOCK? Does it keep you coming back for more, or is it just too confusing? I'd love to know your opinions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out more gaming content by me. Falco, out.
Back from the dead.